So the Summer Games Fest has been happening, and overall it's been really cool. A good chunk of the games shown off this year has been right up my alley. Of course, though, I am a massive Sonic fan. Normally someone who buys these games basically day one as soon as I can. Because quite frankly, I love this series. It's my favorite gaming franchise, so as you can imagine, the highlight of the show for me was Sonic Racing Crossworlds. This is an upcoming kart racer that I have been extremely buzzed about from minute one. Every bit of new information that has come out has gotten me increasingly hyped. This was also true throughout the course of the show as well. I was in full hype mode the entire time, especially when I saw the likes of Hatsune Miku, Ichiban, and all the upcoming guest characters that just got announced for the game. Unfortunately, this hype crashed down incredibly quickly, pretty much directly after the stream had finished, in fact. I dashed like mad to the Steam page, and what did I see? £65 for the base edition of the game, and an absolutely insane £80 for the digital deluxe edition. In one fell swoop, all of my excitement and hype for the game simply vanished. I think the pricing scheme for this game is absolutely insane, and I'm genuinely disappointed in Sega about this. In no world do I believe that any game should cost more than £50. Doesn't matter how much content is in the game, it could be the best thing ever made. Pricing this high is simply put too much. This, of course, is a part of a wider issue, however, that I've been seeing with the games industry as a whole of late. And I've even drafted a good 3 to 4 videos on the subject. None of these videos actually got a release, mind you, as I was never really happy with them and how they turned out. In fact, one of my primary reasons against buying a Nintendo Switch 2 was the sheer greed I saw in regards to game pricing. Well, that and the fact that Nintendo's general way of handling business rubs me the wrong way. They have lost me as a customer, at the very least for the time being. And I always hear the same reasons thrown up about in defense of price increases in the industry, such as inflation, games cost way more to make, and so on. And I'll say the same thing here that I always say to people to argue back with us. None of the reasons why the price is so high matter to me. All I care about as a customer is how much that money is worth to me and whether or not I can afford what they ask. Essentially, lots of people in poorer positions, such as myself, and folks with even less of an income, are being priced out of this hobby entirely, and that is a massive shame. This has been a growing issue, specifically with larger publishers, as they've been really pushing how much people can afford. And honestly, I think they have hit the ceiling. At least they definitely have in regards to me. The most frustrating thing about all of this is, if Sega launched this game at a reasonable price, like say £40 to £50, I can guarantee that they would have very likely made more money overall. There's a saying I was taught back in the day that I think perfectly applies here. The moment something costs enough to make people think, the moment a purchase no longer can be an impulse, that is the moment that you lose sales. And I'm really hoping that the industry starts to course correct itself soon, because I believe this pricing is straight up unsustainable. There's too much competition nowadays, and people are going to flock to whatever's cheapest and what gives them the most bang for their buck. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 being a great example of this, being a supremely packed £40 game. Granted, I haven't got to that one yet myself either for financial reasons, but I think that's at a reasonable price, so I will eventually be picking it up. So moving the topic back to Sonic Racing. The game itself looks honestly absolutely stellar, and I genuinely love everything I've been seeing about it. It looks fun, chaotic, full of fan service. All in all, a genuinely fantastic love letter to Sonic all around. And even the third-party stuff joining the game all sound to be fun too. However, despite how fun it all looks, I am sad to say I'm not buying this one. Not at day one, anyway. It's way too steep for me to justify. And this goes to all games at this price point. If a game is more than £50, I'm simply not buying it. If I have to choose between bills and food or a video game, well, of course, I'm picking the bills and food. The silver lining here, I guess, however, is that Sonic games historically go on sale super rapidly. So I'll end up buying this one on sale when it is a lot more reasonable. Though this means I'll not get the Werehog as a character, which is another problem. Stop making things pre-order only, damn it. It just punishes those who have other priorities and don't have infinite money to spend. As a good example of how big a flub this decision was, out of my group of 5 friends, every single one of us had the exact same reaction upon seeing the price, which was, simply put, not happening. For those of you who are able to afford this and justify the cost, truly, I hope you enjoy these games. And good lordy, am I jealous of all of you. This is the first Sonic game outside of the 3DS Boom titles that I have actively decided that I'm not buying day one. Which, as a fan of the series dating back to the blooming 90s and early 2000s, that should tell you a lot. Heck, my first ever video game was Sonic 2. Not at launch, mind you, I wasn't born when that came out. But still. The game, however, looks great, looks absolutely fantastic, I have no notes. But I have officially been priced out of buying it, and that really does just make me sad. But I guess on the bright side, if the entire industry goes this way and continues on the path that it's on, well, I have more chances to go through my ridiculous backlog while I wait for sales, and maybe I can actually get some of my older stuff that I haven't yet to play completed.